Hi Aquarius, happy February. I hope you're doing well. Okay, this is quite a reading. I think it branches out in a few different directions and I'm going to hit that, but I will tell you this. For all of you, at the end of this, whatever it is for you, you will be happy. You will be joy-filled. You will remember what it is to be happy. Okay, so I want to say that. I think it's a mixed bag in here. Okay, now we've got the Chariot card in here. These are your energies. The Chariot card, the High Priestess card, the Page of Swords, and the World card. Now I want to say your cards flew out. They flew out, okay? And that's kind of what I feel for some of you, kind of like you need a knock, like you need to be snapped into reality, to the things that are sitting right in front of you. And I don't say that in a condescending way, but for some of you, you're in the middle of a crap storm here with another person, and you need to open your eyes because it's not a good scenario here, okay? For some of you, you may have hired private detectives, or for some of you, things came to light that I think you may have been aware of, or you may have had the undertone of, but now it's become, it's become front and center, and something is ending so that something else can begin. For some of you, you're ending one relationship and another one is coming. If you don't see it here, it's coming. And for those of you, that's who I'm trying to say to. Remember that joy will come here. I think you may have just found out something, either you're going through something in a relationship, or something blew through at work, or something in a relationship dynamic has taken you to your knees, basically. And you're, just because we know things in the back of our mind, it doesn't make it any easier to have to act on it, right? And I think that you may have just found out something, maybe this person was just really out for themselves, and they really just, didn't have my best interest at mind at all. For some of you, I think it was, for some of you, you may have just found out something in reference to a relationship that wasn't real lovely. Now, what I'm doing here for the rest of the reading is I'm laying a foundation for you, and that's a jumping off point, what you're trying to build going forward here, a solid foundation. And ironically, you do have the Tower card in here. So this is exactly why I'm doing this, right? Because things that they're just, it's time to deal with things that maybe we didn't want to. But at this point, it gets to be where there's no point. We have to go forward here. Like something comes to a crescendo here, and we have to go forward from here. So this is why I'm trying to do this, so that the foundation you build for yourself going here is on solid ground, and we don't keep ending up with the Tower card here. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing, but it's a hard thing, right? So that's what I'm doing. The foundation that we're building, and it's not going to happen in a month. It's not, and don't rush it. Just let it build your foundation brick by brick, but keep it consistent, right? Then, what that's going to look like in the process, and what it ultimately, your intention is at the end of this, right? And you can tweak these things along the way. Now, again, the World card is a great card to have at the end, because it says that it's a beginning and an end. So whatever this is gonna churn, and it's gonna bring you joy and peace at the end of it all. Okay. Yeah, for some of you, I think you really just are in a situation here where you're figuring out that this person really is just out for themselves, and they have no intention of, being a stand-up person, or the person, I should say, that you thought they were. Okay, now the foundation here is the Fool card. I'm sorry, the Magician card. Okay, the Queen of Cups, the Six of Cups, Okay, and this is kind of what I feel like. There's a major great divide here. And this is part of your foundation, though, right? And you've got the Ace of Wands. Okay, so if some of you think you can't get through this, you can. You've got to start to put the energy where it needs to be, back where it needs to be, your focus where it needs to be, and you're pulling things in a new direction. For some of you, this is job related, and you're going to be building something new here. Okay, now your bricks here, what is going on now is the Tower card. The Hanged Man. And I want to show you something in a minute, okay? And the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. My advice to you is to try to take advantage of opportunities that are presenting themselves to you, okay? Things change. You know what I mean? Good and bad, and you can't even say it's good and bad. It's just the natural organic cycle of life here. But I think that major things are closing out for you, and new things are coming in. Okay? Now what you go out with here, what your main objective is, where you're trying to get to, is the Three of Cups. Okay? Happiness, joy, contentment, celebration. Okay? Now, I want to say here, I think some of you are going to need to face some things within yourself. Maybe some relationship dynamics, some things you didn't want to look at. I think new things are coming in and old things are going out. I just want to say we've got 4 Arcana cards in here. All right, and here your foundation is, right? This is a card of your foundation, the Magician here, which says you can do this. But you've got cards in here. And you may be coming up against someone who's not real, they're not a team player. Let's just say that, okay? But if you look at these cards here, and this is your focal card, the Hanged Man, right? It's saying for some of you, you're in school. For some of you, you're changing careers, you're going to school, you're teaching. You could become a teacher, you could become a writer, you could be doing things like that. But there's other cards in here too that say, you know, you're going to need to deal with some past demons, right? This could be something too that it's showing up in your energy, so it's presenting itself, but this is something that you're not able quite yet to let go of, right? But you're being asked to really look at it, face it in a different way, and give it its due and let it go. Now I want to show you here. They're very, very similar. Very similar cards. Now the Fool card is in your foundation, and this is kind of like one of your major cards here, and it's the Hanging Man, right? So it's just saying I need to take a different approach, look at things differently, right? For some of you, you're going to school. For some of you, like I say, you're in the middle of legal matters here. You need to seek out someone who can help you, and they are here in your sphere somewhere. So you're going to need to figure out who that is, but someone is absolutely sitting here that can help you with these kind of things that you're going through. The Wheel of Fortune too is saying we're trying to get your attention for something. Okay, so you're going to be shown something. It usually comes out of left field sometimes. It's usually something we don't expect. You know what I mean? So this could be a shock and an awe for you here. Like you find some things out that you have the whole picture now. I think you've had bits and pieces. I know you have. None of this will come as a complete surprise. So for those of you dealing with legal things, I think some things will come out of the, you know, they'll be brought to light that you are dealing with there. And it brings a closure and a beginning to something new here. For some of you in legal matters too, things work out in your favor here. They really do. That's what I think the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot card are saying, that it's now time. You're gonna get your footing back. This will turn in your favor here. If you're who I'm reading for, if you're on the opposite end, most likely it's not going to pan out for that. but I'm reading for Aquarius, and they're the ones on the receiving end. So it's you who will pan out here. Okay. I want to say here, you want to keep your emotions in check here. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't let your emotions get the best of you here, okay? Make sure that you're really understood. Bear with me 1 minute. For some of you, I think that you hear things through the grapevine here, but again, I would not take that verbatim. I think that for some of you, you're hiring private investigators, or you're having something researched here. This could be, you're having something looked closer at, is what I feel here. But again, I think that what's happening here too is this could be something too that has happened, and you're just not letting it go. Like you're just not letting something go here. It's like you get pulled back into something. I think someone, may have, done something on the work front or the home front, but a relationship is a challenge here for you, and that's what I think keeps pulling you back into this. You know what I mean? It's like you get ahead of it, but then something keeps pulling you back. And I think it might be you've just got to get your emotions in check and see things for what they really are. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what this is saying too. You really need to look at things for what they really look like, right? And that's most likely what all of these cards are saying, and they're all major arcana cards. Okay, they're really saying we need to really look at things from a different perspective and really see things for what they really are. You know what I mean? Don't be so distracted by something that you're not paying attention to something else. You know what I mean? Don't be so withdrawn and into something that you're missing something that's going on basically right underneath your nose. It's going to present itself. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, I'm looking for someone, a legal counsel or something, and I just can't find anyone, they're going to appear. If something is going on behind the scenes here at work, or in a personal relationship, maybe a family dynamic as well, things like that, I think, come out, and you're like, oh, well, that's the missing puzzle. I think I've always had this in the periphery, but now here's the missing piece. You know what I mean? It can be something like that too. Either way, with the Chariot card, it's a card though too. What gets that going is paying attention to your intuition here, paying attention to what you're really hearing, and most likely it's about this person who's, can most likely be a real self-absorbed kind of me person in here, okay? But that comes to an end here. So whatever the missing pieces are that you need, they come into light. For others of you, you're either going to be doing something online, you're going to be publishing something, you're going to be writing something, you're going to be going to school for something, you're going to be teaching something, you're going to be changing jobs. There's major steps as far as that goes here. And it can be that this applies to the combination of you, right? Like you've got some stuff going on here that is going on here, and it's hindering your joy and your happiness and your growth in life. You can be in relationships that aren't growing. That could be the case here too, and things like that. There's legal issues in the matter of this here too. Okay. For others of you, like I say, you're meeting new people here. So if you're in a current relationship that's rocky, there's another one coming for you. For those of you that are single, there's a relationship coming here for you. And it's most likely going to be someone that you're not initially, like, it wouldn't be like, I never thought I would be interested in someone like this. You know what I mean? Like, they have a different quality, but it's a quality now you're like, yeah, you know, it's like kind of like power windows. Once you get them in your car, it's like, how did I live without them? It's like, you can't do it anymore. Like, it's a, you come into something, you either are introduced to someone that is very much out of your realm, but they really hold your attention, and it's a great relationship, right? It can be something like that too. It's a fated relationship, I will say that. Okay. For some of you, these two cards in here can be very, very codependent cards, which could be the case where you're not willing to let something go here that you know you need to let go of. I assure you, if you're saying in this reading, I would rather stay in this crappy relationship than be by myself, let this crappy relationship go, because I'm telling you, one is right around the corner. One that's destined for you. So whatever this was that you're going through in this current relationship, even if it's something you just find out and it devastates you, it's happening for a reason, and it's happening to open a door for you for a really great relationship that's coming in here. Sometimes we need to know what a real shitty relationship looks like and feels like so that we can cherish one that comes, a good one. Because the irony of this is that the relationship that's coming in for you will be easy. And those are the ones that we can very easily also take for granted, right? So once we know, though, what a crappy one feels like, we will tend to the one that's really good. And that's what I think you're going through. So if you're listening to this and it's the relationship aspect, I'm telling you, a really great, fated, destined relationship for you is right around the corner. Okay, so that's what I've got. I think you're upping your game from just one that was just from the beginning, I'm going to say it was something that was subpar, and now you're stepping into something that's really, really going to support you. You know what I mean? Whether you're a man or a woman, this is a relationship I feel here that's going to support you, nurture you, tend to your emotions. It's not going to be one that needs to be codependent, because you're not going to be worried about the other person. You know they're not going anywhere. That's what I think this is. For others of you, this is on an academic level. For others of you, you're upping your game at work. You're going to take a higher position, or you're going to go out on your own, or you're finally going to write that book, or you're finally going to teach or make that blog, or something like that. You're getting exposure. And if you're not, get exposure, because it sits here. And you will be successful at it. Okay? Let the doubts go away. Let the, I can't do this. I'm not worthy. No one will want to see me. What if they hate me? What if? Get rid of that. Because that is what gets the chariot moving. Okay? And this is the World card. It's a brand new beginning. This is a big chapter for you. So you could have been in school and now you're out. You could have acquired a skill and now you're going to bring it forward. These are major. This is a great reading. Do not sell yourself short, and do not doubt yourself. Do not shoot yourself in the foot. You can get out of the gate here. I assure you of that. You'll have the energy. You'll have the vitality. You'll have the creative ideas. There's something cooking here. There's something, you've got something. You've got, even if you don't think, well, there's 1,000 blogs on this. What is 1,001 going to do? Your one will be the one that creates, it's a niche in the market. Go do it. I'm telling you. Okay. So there you go. I hope that I helped you in some way. If you need a private reading, we can look at this. I'd be more than happy to do anything for you. Okay? Thank you so much.